Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Marek. Marek is from Poland, but he lives in England. So, let's see what Marek has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hi.
Hello Marek, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you so much. I'm not in London actually, I'm in Canada. I arrived in Canada on Friday, so it is early morning. How's your day been so far?
It's been pretty chilled, to be honest.
Yeah.
How about yourself?
Okay. Sorry?
How about yourself?
It's been good. Here in Canada now it's 10:30 in the morning and it's been snowing. So I wake up this morning and I look outside and it was full of snow. I was like, oh, nice.
I'm quite jealous because it's absolutely horrible here. It was foggy, rainy, and it literally can't just feel the Christmas spirit at all.
Marek, before we start the game, just tell me where you're from.
I'm from England, Gloucestershire.
Oh, and what's the best part of living in Gloucestershire? Gloucestershire?
Gloucestershire.
Gloucestershire. Yeah. So what's the best part of living there?
Well, I think you get both of the best, really. We've got a countryside, we've got quite a few big towns around, so you've got everything you need, which is nice.
And what do you do for a living?
Actually enjoying myself at work at the moment, so you're life.
Right, so you're not working at the moment?
No, I'm not.
I see. And I was checking your profile, and you've got a podcast as well.
Yes, I do. It's not a big thing, it's quite small, but like literally I'm trying to motivate myself to do it more regularly, but of course I had a household recently and other things in life that were happening, and it's quite difficult to find time to actually record it, and believe me or not, well, you probably know it from making your videos how much time it takes, you know, with all the mastering, with all the cutting things and just making it sound and be okay. It's a hard work.
I see. Okay, Marek. So, am I saying your name right? Marek?
Yes.
Perfect. Marek, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of view? Yeah? Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got full of random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to move a little bit before the first question. Ready?
Oh.
Let's do it. Marek, so just before we start the game, through the game, if there is a question that you don't have an answer for, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? Very friendly. Let's go for the first question. First question for you is, if you met someone sad in the streets, what would be your advice or your approach to this person?
That is going to sound horrible, but I would probably do nothing. And the first thing is, you don't know what this person is actually going through. You don't know whether they want to be left alone, whether they need help, whether it's something minor, whether it's something major. And I'm not like the person that would just approach a stranger and said like, oh, why are you upset and stuff? Because simply, I wouldn't like somebody to do it for me. So I'm quite reserved emotionally, and I like to deal with the emotions my own way, in my own time with myself. And I probably would respect the boundaries and the personal space, and I would just do nothing.
Very good. No, I understand your point. Sometimes people, they just need space. You know what I mean? Just need space for themselves. You don't know what, as you said, you don't know what's going on with their lives. Sometimes they're just having some time alone on their own. Just enjoy just appreciating the time as well. Sometimes they just need space. Understand your point, for sure.
As long as it doesn't sound bad.
Next question. Let's do it. Marek from England. Next question for you is, what is the most romantic thing someone has ever done for you?
Oh my God, your questions. Right, so I don't know, because I don't like the sort of like big romantic things that people talk about, like, you know, bringing flowers, going somewhere, like getting engaged, like on a holiday in a tropical spot and stuff. That's not me. I think I like the sort of day-to-day stuff, and I think if you were somebody for like, especially for a long time, you know each other well, you know what sort of things make one of you happy, and then you go from there. So I would say just like day-to-day stuff. So just that somebody appreciates what we do for each other. You know, it could be something as silly as just like spontaneous, like, oh, let's go for a dinner today, and I'll be like, why? What's the occasion? And they would be like, well, there's no occasion, let's just do it. And I like that. For me, that's you know, that's the romance, and you don't let the spark like disappear, and you enjoy the simple things in day-to-day life.
I see. Do you consider yourself a romantic person?
To a degree, probably, yeah. Not to, like, you know, not over the top now, because like I said at the start, like all this like over the top bunch of flowers on a holiday cruise or something.
I see. Good, very good. Next question. Let's do it. Right. Before the next question, as you're saying, how much I appreciate living in Gloucestershire, but what is the most challenging part of living there?
I don't think there's any for me. You know, it's about in the middle of the country, more or less. You're close to London, you're close to any other big city, and everything is so accessible. Yeah, I can't think of anything.
And how far is from London, Gloucestershire?
Well, okay, from me, it's about an hour and 40 minutes on the train, so it's not bad. You know, in a car, it's about the same, so it's pretty good.
Very good. Right. Next question for you is, what does success mean to you?
Because we've got so many different definitions of the success, and some people find like their success is their career, their job and stuff, and that's what it means to them. For others, it can be a family, so they, you know, they fulfill themselves with having a big family and then that sort of life, which is fine. So yeah, I would say for me, the success is what I said before, I think, in the past, and I said that to a few people, is the fact that I don't regret anything that I've done in my life. So I literally don't regret anything. And it just makes me happy. You know, I think like there aren't many people who say, oh, I wish I had done that, or I wish I'd done that, and you know, they just be like, you know, things could have been different. I don't have it, and I like to be successful in that field. That, you know, every single decision I've made in my life was a good one, and I'm pretty happy with the place I am at the moment. So.
Very good. I believe that success is a personal thing. As you mentioned before, maybe success for you maybe cannot be the same for me or for other person. So it's all as a personal approach, success. You know what I mean? As you said, it could be something you achieve in your family, something about your personal growth, or something about success. So it can be anything. That's what I believe as well.
Yeah, I like that. You know, we can't just like put the success like, you know, you're not successful because you don't have a big house. You're not successful because you don't have a fancy car, or you don't have like, I don't know, a CEO job. I mean, no.
Right. Next question. Let's do it. So, we just passed Christmas now. For you, what's the meaning of Christmas for you? When you think about Christmas, what's the memories, or what's your approach about Christmas? Do you like?
Literally, I'll be like the biggest Grinch in here. So I stopped celebrating Christmas in terms of like big Christmas cards quite a few years ago. In the past, I used to work during Christmas as well, so it was quite difficult to sort of balance it. And maybe in a way, I've lost this Christmas spirit somewhere along the way. But also, it's one day a year. My family still lives in Poland. I don't usually see them for Christmas. When you reach the age of like 30-ish, your friends have children, and it's difficult to just find that sort of like social aspect of it as well. And you can see people during a year anyway. I will put the Christmas tree. I'll make like a Christmas dinner and stuff, but it's not over the top. I'm not gonna like decorate the whole house, change my pillow cushions to all the Christmas reindeers and stuff. No, I'm not doing that. It's like it's all sort of moderate, somewhere in the middle. So I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the Christmas lights in the cities and in towns. It's nice to have it, but yeah.
No, it's okay. I mean, Christmas is always, people they have different approach regarding Christmas. But you were saying that your family, where your family from?
Poland.
In England, in Helmond, in Netherlands.
Poland.
I'm Poland. Okay, I see. Because when you said Helmond, I thought was that's why your name Marek.
Yes, that's correct.
I see. Because when I saw Marek, I said, "Oh, he might be Polish." I had this impression straight away that you could be Polish.
Could have been another one. Could have been Slovak or Czech. So
But you were born in England or in Poland?
I was born in Poland. I've been in English for like 7 and something years now.
Okay. So I was right. When I saw your profile, I saw your name Marek. I was like, okay, I think he's Polish. Very good. Very good. Next question. Okay, so this again. So next question for you is how long can you go without checking your phone?
Oh, long time. Long time. So people think because I'm quite active on Instagram, I post stories and stuff, and I reply to people when they interact with me, that I'm like literally just stuck to my phone 24/7. No. I've had like days when I just like put the phone away. I can easily, like when I go out with friends, for example, I don't look at my phone at all. So if I'm out on dinner or out drinking, I don't really touch my phone. I like to spend time, being with people, actually interacting with them. So I don't have a problem with that.
I see. Good for you. I think nowadays people, they are so attached to their phones, and when you meet someone that they are not into their phone so much, it's a plus. You know what I mean? You're gonna have a lot of attention.
It's quite crazy because people when you see when you browse Instagram and you see some people's stories and it's like they're around friends and they just like record everything, put on the stories and stuff. It's cool, it's fine, but I'd rather actually spend the quality time with everyone, actually talk to them, and not to decide everything has to go on social media. And sometimes some people ask me before, like, do you actually have any friends? Like, yes, I do, but I don't need to show everything. I don't need to just like be stuck to my phone 24/7 recording every single social interaction around me. I think it's a bit too much.
Absolutely. Good. Next question, Marek. Let's do it. You know what? I've been in Poland once, a few years ago, near Christmas, to Szczecin, near Germany.
How was
that?
It
was amazing. It was full of snow everywhere, so it was beautiful. It was close to Christmas as well, so it was a good vibe. I really enjoyed it.
That's the one thing I miss about Christmas in Poland, is all the snow. Although for the last few years they didn't have that much snow. So
good. Next question for you is, if you could be a character in a movie, who that would be and why?
I know one, but I don't know if I can actually go as far as say it because people think I'm an absolute psychopath.
There's no right or wrong. It's your opinion that matters.
I wanted to say a Hannibal Lecter. And why? It's not because of killing people. It's mostly because I absolutely admire his level of intelligence, and I think as bad as this character was, he was also quite amazing with his knowledge, with the with his intelligence and how he was using it. So yeah, I'll go with that one.
Very good.
Minus all the murders.
Next question, Marek. Let's do it. Since you've been living 7 years, you've been away from Poland. Yeah, you said. Yeah. What do you miss the most about Poland since you've been living in England?
I would say the being able to see my family and my friends easily. That's the biggest problem, especially with like past lockdowns and stuff. It was not easy at all. So that would be one of the things. Apart from that, not much.
And why England? What was the reason why you moved to England? Was something connected to the language or just opportunities?
It was actually a very spontaneous decision. It was a personal decision for the personal reasons. And I, believe me or not, most of my life I said I could live everywhere in the world. But UK, here I am. So you never know what happens.
Next question for you is, if you were to raise a child, what are the most important things would you like them to learn?
To not to use Facebook, not to use Snapchat, not to use social media, and actually enjoy their childhood. So it's probably most likely that I would ban them from using the phone until the age of, I mean, it's difficult now because I think it's like the age of 10 and stuff, using the phone in school. And, because it's normal now that we interact that way, even with teachers. So I do understand it, but I think for the sort of entertaining part, I would rather like them to have a childhood that I had when I was a kid, where you could actually, explore the world, see things, socialize with people. So this literally like cut them off from the internet, keep them off the trade. That would be one of the things.
Yeah, I think we are so lucky to grow up in when you're a child in the time that there's no technology at the time. So I think you were very lucky. When I look back, I said, my God, how lucky we were to be able to just to communicate more, be around more friends at the time. There's no mobiles or internet, anything that could get our attention. I think we were very lucky at the time, for sure.
Well, yeah, if you think about it, we used to go and knock at the door at a friend's house, and it's like, oh, they're either in or out. Now you just got like a next door neighbors, and you'll be like texting them like, oh, are you home? Can I just pop in for a second? And I'm like, just go and knock the door. Simple as that. But yeah, it's funny how it's changing.
Absolutely. Cool. Next question. Let's do it. Marek, next question for you is, what is the most memorable lesson you learned from your parents?
Okay. So my dad used to tell me, because when there were times where I've had some disagreements with people, or there was some something serious going on and stuff. That sort of person that I sort of go for it. So I would say something. I would just try to like stand up for myself, defend myself and stuff. And I can't come across as a rude sometimes, or just hurt somebody's feelings without even like thinking about it, without realizing it. Then my dad was always like, you should fight them with a smile and smile more. And then if you smile and make a joke, you just gotta like resolve the situation, and everything will be fine. To be honest, I've learned that lesson. I know it works. I know he tried, and I think it's a really good thing to keep in mind. I'm still not doing it. So I know it. I've learned it, but I'd rather do things my own way.
And do you have siblings as well?
No, unfortunately, I'm the only one.
The single child.
Unfortunately, yes.
Interesting, very interesting. Next question. Let's do it. Marek, next question for you is, what makes you most uncomfortable about yourself?
I don't like my voice.
How come? Tell me about it.
I don't know. So, one of the reasons why I started my podcast was to actually get over the fear of talking, because I don't mind talking, but I don't like my voice. And when I heard my voice on the recording, it was always like a big issue for me. So I thought one day, what's the best way to get over it? Let's try to talk to people online. And it's okay. So, on a podcast, you can make it sound like you sound in real life, but then we've got things like Instagram Live or Instagram Stories, so I would never talk because the microphone is just completely changing my voice to, I don't know, a slaughtered chicken or something. And then I was scared about that. I was we're gonna talk, all of them, and then I'm gonna sound not like myself at all. But then I thought let's give it a try. But I don't like my voice. I never liked my voice. I never will.
Interesting. It's interesting saying that because when I started doing the show and I started recording and doing the teaching, I was listening to myself. I was like, oh my God, I don't like my voice. But after, I think I got used to it. But I thought maybe you didn't like because of the podcast when you were listening to yourself, or you never liked, even before you started your podcast?
I never liked it before, but with the podcast, I started because you have to listen to it. So when I sit down and record it, I've got over an hour of material, and then you have to put it down to 20-30 minutes. I have to listen to it on and on and on, and I'm just sitting there with my headphones on, it's actually me talking. So I'm not I still don't like it, but I accept it. I just came to the point where I'm I'm not gonna sound any different. I'm almost 31 now. This isn't gonna change. So I'm either gonna be okay, that's what you sound, or you just might as well not talk at all.
Interesting. We always have those things that we don't like about ourselves. There's always something that you don't feel comfortable about it.
Don't you think there's a lot of people who don't like their voice?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I heard a few people as well saying the same thing. Yeah.
I think it's quite a common thing.
Yeah. Next question. Let's do it. Absolutely. Marek, do you consider yourself to be a spiritual person, and how?
So I wouldn't say spiritual as much, but I a few years ago I started sort of looking more into star signs. And to be honest, I started from basic things, so just seeing how my sort of relationships work with my friends or with my family, and just I found it interesting, and I thought let's just see. And to be honest, with many cases, it was spot on. So literally 100%, you could just describe how am I with my best friends and how am I with my parents, their characters as well. So I liked it. Then later in life, last, I would say half a year probably, not so much to be honest with you. So at the moment, and I've been thinking about it for the last month, I thought it was good. I thought it was giving you a pretty sort of quite a reassurance that you can rely on it. But I don't think you can. I think there's still a lot of things that can surprise you. So yeah, I don't know now. With other spiritual things, if you ask about whether I believe in ghosts and stuff, I think so. I think there's something out there. you can't deny that there are people who actually witnessed it. So I would say I believe in that. Afterlife and things, probably yes. Yeah. I think there's a lot about it that we don't know, and I don't think we'll ever know it. So I'm pretty open-minded to it.
Very good. Yeah, being spiritual, it's a personal thing as well. You know what I mean? Whatever you believe, whatever you think, there is something more powerful out there. You can go God, you can go universe, it can be anything, but it's just it's a personal thing. Yeah. 3 questions left for you, Marek. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is, what is something you always wanted to do, but you're scared of?
Okay, so bungee jumping, that would be the one. Not because I'm thinking that, the rope is sort of like right or something. I'm more scared about my spine and stuff, that, so that I just crack it to the point of no return. Yeah, that would definitely be the one. I'm not sure whether there's something else. I think I'm like, other than that, I'll pretty much try everything.
Do you think you're gonna do one day the bungee jumping?
I would love to. I would absolutely love to, honestly. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that would be the 40th sort of birthday thing. If I'm lucky to be here when I'm 40, then yeah, I might try and do it.
I'm not sure if I'm ready yet. I'd like to do one day as well, but like skydiving as well. Something that I'd like to do one day, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for it yet. It's too.
I'm more comfortable with skydiving than bungee jumping. That's for sure.
Oh my God, I'm not with both. I'm still kind of scared.
I think it's, I don't know why, but for me, I would be feel safer that way than bungee.
Good. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Before the next one, tell me which part of which city in Poland you come from?
So it's between Warsaw and Lublin. So it's like 40 minutes, 50 minutes from Lublin, and it's like about an hour and a half from Warsaw to like the sort of central east part of Poland.
Okay, so the biggest city close to your city is Warsaw. Yeah. Lublin. Okay. So tell me, if somebody come for the very first time there, what would be your advice, or what would be your place that people should visit or to see, in your opinion?
I'll tell them to get on a train, go to Warsaw, because Warsaw is absolutely amazing. Probably one of my favorite places in Poland, and I like it because it's quite a European city, and you've got everything that you want to see. You've got museums, interactive museums, you've got a lot of theatres, you've got a lot of places where you can spend your time, lots of restaurants, really good restaurants, and bars and clubs. You've got everything. You just need to have a lot of time to honestly to see everything. The weekend is not enough.
Okay. Next question for you is, what would your ideal life look like?
So I don't believe in a thing called ideal life, because simply there's no such thing. We should enjoy what we have. We should be happy with what we have. We should be pretty much like, celebrating every day. We should, be grateful for what we achieved so far along the way. And whatever happens in the future happens. We don't know what can happen. We don't know where we're going to be in like 5 or 10 years. So I can't answer that question, easily. But like I said before, when we started, because I don't regret anything, I think about the choices I'm making, and I analyze the decisions, and I'm not just like jumping to from one decision to another. So whatever happens, it's definitely gonna be ideal. because at least I would know that I've done what I wanted and the way I want to do it. So yeah.
I agree. I think being grateful for what you have, always being grateful is a good thing. You know what I mean? Being grateful for things that you have. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we get granted out of granted for it because we have so much that sometimes we forget it. How much we have and how much we should be grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, we want more and more all the time. And I think it's another thing with social media. And don't get me wrong, I'm partly to blame because I still got my Instagram and it's open and people see all this stuff. But it causes a lot of bad habits in people, and it's not good, it's not great, but it's personal choice. If you don't know how to switch off from it, I can't be responsible for somebody, but I know how to switch off. I know how. I'm not like at all a jealous person, so I don't have that jealousy sort of thing in me. I'm really happy for people, and I'm happy for what I have and what I've achieved so far. So it's good.
Very good, very good. I like your point. I think social media, they sell a lot of for perfection, but there's no perfectionism. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of fake.
That's why there's no ideal life, because you can't have a recipe for it. You can't just imagine like, I want to have 2 kids and a beautiful house by the seaside. That would be ideal. And are you just gonna be not happy if you're gonna have 1 kid and live in a nice penthouse somewhere in the city? Is that gonna just basically destroy your life? It wouldn't destroy mine, but if somebody would just keep that sort of picture perfect in their head, they'll never be happy. Yeah. I don't think.
Absolutely. Ready for the last question?
Okay.
Let's do it, Marek. Let's do it. Marek, before the last question, tell me what is the most positive thing you took out of this challenge journey regarding COVID situation for the last few months? There's something positive that you took out of this challenge journey?
I mean, from my perspective, it taught me a lot of patience. I'm a very impatient person, and I've always have been. And with the lockdowns and stuff, when you could only go out once a day, and I couldn't just go to the store 2 or 3 times a day like I was used to, and when I wanted to, that was just killing me to begin with. But then you just you learn to live with it. I think it taught me a lot of patience. Definitely, that's a quite important thing, and I'm glad something happened. Honestly, I'm really glad that I've learned that.
Very good. There's always something positive to learn out of challenge journeys, for sure. Last question for you is, what is the one food you could eat for the rest of your life?
Okay, it's tied between pasta and a cheesesteak.
Oh, which kind of pasta? Really?
Yeah. Honestly, any type of pasta. Yeah, that's definitely the top, and cheesesteak.
And do you like cooking, Marek?
No, I don't. Honestly. Well, to be honest, I don't mind cooking. I don't like preparing and cleaning after cooking. So if I could hire someone who's gonna do that for me, or have a kitchen assistant who's gonna prepare, and then have other kitchen assistants who's gonna clean after me, I can cook. I'm fine. But other than that, no. I can prove it with my justice history that it's
And what's your favorite Polish food besides pasta?
Wow, that's a difficult one. I've never been, even when I lived in Poland, I've never been that much into Polish food. And I know it's horrible because every nation is proud of their, little specials.
What's the most traditional? What's the most traditional food in Poland?
Oh God, there's loads. They love the sort of pork loin, fried on breadcrumbs and stuff. They like the sour cabbage sort of things. They like the meat fried meatballs kind of things. But yeah, I don't think I've had something that I really like that much. I mean, I miss my mum's baking because my mum is really good at baking. So the apple pie or cheesecake she makes, deliciously spot on. So I miss that a lot, and I would say that, you know, my mum's apple pie is probably my favorite for the school.
Very good, very good. Marek, it's not the end yet, okay? Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
All right.
Right, let's start with family. One word.
Okay.
Okay, money.
Wallet.
Love.
Happiness.
Life.
Death.
Politics.
Whatever.
Religion.
Trouble.
Fear.
Unknown.
Friendship.
Safety.
Desire.
Sex.
Regret.
What's that?
Good. Success.
Happiness.
Right. One word for Gloucestershire.
Peaceful.
And the last one now, Poland.
Family.
Amazing, amazing. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your best friend now for a coffee, and I'm going to ask your best friend, what is the most beautiful thing about Marek, and what's something that he still needs to improve on, to work on? What do you think your best friend will tell me?
So, I think the best thing about me, though, is me being like brutally honest, sometimes a bit too much, and I fell out with my friends before because of that. Because I put my point across quite roughly, and you know, with some of the friends that I've known for over 20 years, I know we can sort of let ourselves do that. So yeah, that would be one of the things. But what about the improvements? I think I would probably like them to be a bit more open, because like I said when we started, that I like to deal with the emotions myself. So I rarely go to my friends and I say like, oh, you know, I would like to talk about this and that. I'm not that type of person. And then I just like, when I process it myself, I go to them and I'm like, oh, yes, what's happening? And they'll be like, why didn't you say anything? And I'm like, did that happen? So yeah, I think they would like me to be a bit more like transparent and more open.
I see. Okay. Right, let's play now Marek and the magic box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Marek, you can ask me a question now.
Okay. So if you had a chance to be somebody else, who would you like to be?
Good question, good question. Right, I think if I had a chance to be somebody else, first of all, I think I don't know if I would like to be somebody else. I think I'm so, you know what, I'm so grateful for the person who I am. But let's say if I need to be somebody else, let's say for 24 hours, just to see how they live their lives, how to see how they approach in life, I would like to be Michael Jackson.
Okay, why?
Because I think he went through he was in the spotlight very young age. You know, I think he had no choices. I think he was raised in a way that he needs to be perfect. He been raised in a way that he couldn't be a child. He couldn't be himself always. He always need to be in the spotlight. So I would like to be himself, just to see how he dealt with dealt with that at the time. What was the biggest negativity and positivity and lesson as well that he learned through that period of his life, that he was always in the spotlight. He didn't have no choice to be a normal person. So I'd like to be able to be around this time of his life, just to see what was going on in his mind at the time. You know, I'm sure it would have to be it was a very tough time, but I would like to have an idea, or at least to be in his place at the time, just to see how he was dealing with that. I'm sure it was a very tough time. I'm sure it was very hard. But I'd like to have a moment, or at least 24 hours, just to see how he was approaching that period of his life as a child. How, you know what I mean? I'm sure he was always there, like in this smiling, happy, sharing happiness, sharing good moments for people. But I was just wondering how was to be in his place at the time, if he was feeling the same happiness as well, or how much he was struggling with that moment in his life, for sure.
To be honest, it's brilliant, because I think you've chosen one of the most difficult characters now for culture.
Yeah.
So, and that one.
Yeah, so I think I'd like to see how, you know what I mean, because I mean he was unique. I think there's not gonna be someone like him, and just to see again, I'm sure he was struggling a lot through his life. You know what I mean, a lot of struggles as well because of that, for sure. Marek, did you have a good time? Did you enjoy the interview?
Have you?
Yeah. Thanks so much. Yes, I enjoyed so much. Thanks so much for taking your time for the interview. I really appreciate that. It was a pleasure connecting with you, okay?
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it as well. Thank you very much.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Enjoy your year, okay? Thanks so much.
Happy Christmas for you as well.
Take care. Bye-bye, Marek.
Thank you. Bye.
Take care. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.